The first El Clasico of the season lived up to all expectations, an exhilarating contest between Spain's two glamour clubs. Tonight we head to the Nou Camp for another chapter in one of football's great rivalries, Barcelona versus Real Madrid in the deciding leg of the Spanish Super Cup. Good evening and thanks for joining us for the decider. The Nou Camp in Barcelona is packed to the rafters for what should be an absorbing 90 minutes. Just a few days ago, Barcelona escaped from the Bernabeu with a favourable result. Real Madrid took control of the first leg and dictated play, while Barcelona was able to capitalise on its chances with two magnificent goals. It was not the cohesive performance we're used to from the Blaugrana.
Interesting to see how Villa plays this season and what kind of role he plays. There were moments last year where he seemed a little uncomfortable. Here's Karim Benzema up against his compatriot Eric Abidal. Lovely work from Benzema into the path of Osil, and Real Madrid have the lead. 12 minutes gone, it's Karim Benzema that makes it. It's Mesut Osil that finishes it off, and Real Madrid are 1-0 up in the Clasico, the first Clasico of a new season, and it's a wonderful goal which Mesut Osil has scored. Messi coming deep to try and get Barcelona going. A little bit of footwork away from Carvalho now to David Villa. Messi continues to run into the area. Villa goes for goal! Oh, what a goal! What a goal that is from David Villa. Barcelona are back in this game. They really haven't had much of the ball. They really haven't been able to play the way that they like to play. But they are on level terms, and it's a wonderful goal from David Villa. We've seen two absolute beauties tonight, and it's David Villa's turn this time. Messi's one-on-one with Casillas. Leo Messi scores! Would you believe it? Would you believe it? It's been an astonishingly good first half from Real Madrid. We've seen Barcelona look far more uncomfortable than they've looked at almost any time during Pep Guardiola's reign. And yet, as we go in at half-time, it's Real Madrid 1, Barcelona 2. Leo Messi's the man who gets the goal. It's Pepe trying to turn. Not really space for him, but Pepe has got support from Xabi Alonso! Real Madrid have equalised. What a game this is turning out to be. Alonso gets the goal. Pepe held off the challenge and laid it back, and Xabi Alonso calmly guided it into the net.
So a 2-2 scoreline, but Barcelona hold the advantage with those two critical away goals. But now to the Nou Camp. It does not hold fond memories for Madrid fans, as it was here last year that Madrid suffered one of the worst losses in its history. Barcelona are looking to win the Super Cup for the third year in succession. Both clubs have won the coveted trophy 8 times since 1982. Look out for new recruit Cesc Fabregas, who is starting on the bench. Your commentator at the Nou Camp is Sid Lowe.
It's a big night out in Barcelona, the Spanish Super Cup second leg between Barcelona and Real Madrid as the new season begins, where the old season left off with Spain's two giants fighting it out for a trophy. It was Real Madrid's best performance under Jose Mourinho against Barcelona, and arguably the best performance a Real Madrid side has turned in since Barcelona were run by Pep Guardiola, and yet it still wasn't quite enough for Real Madrid to win the first leg at the Santiago Bernabeu on Sunday night. Madrid had the bulk of the possession. They certainly had the majority of the chances with 9 shots to Barcelona's 2, but it finished 2-2 at the Santiago Bernabeu with goals from Osil, Messi, Villa and Xabi Alonso. That means, of course, that a 2-2 draw tonight would take us to extra time and penalties, but anything else would resolve this tie because away goals do count. It's 11 o'clock at night local time. We're going to be here till 1 o'clock in the morning at the very earliest, maybe even later if we get to extra time and penalties. Both sides have made changes from the teams that played on Sunday night. Real Madrid have made just the one change, that's Marcelo has given way for Coentrao, meaning that Angel Di Maria comes in midfield. As for Barcelona, well, there's 4 changes for them. Busquets, Xavi Hernandez, Pedro and Piqué, none of whom started the first leg, all start tonight. In fact, if you look at the Barcelona side, it's the same team that beat Manchester United in the Champions League final at Wembley so impressively. That means, of course, what's come to be known as the MVP up front, Messi, Villa and Pedro, 62 goals between them last season. As for Real Madrid, of course, up front, Mesut Ozil, Karim Benzema and a certain Cristiano Ronaldo. 40 league goals last season, more than anyone else has ever scored in the history of the Spanish league. Ronaldo, though, has been here to the Camp Nou 4 times and is yet to score. That includes missing a penalty for Manchester United in the Champions League. Let's run through the two sides for you then. Real Madrid line up with Iker Casillas in goal. The back four is Sergio Ramos, Pepe, Carvalho and Coentrao. In midfield, Xabi Alonso and Khedira, Mesut Ozil and Di Maria. Up front, Benzema, Ronaldo. For Barcelona, it's Victor Valdés, Eric Abidal, Javier Mascherano as a centre-back, Gerard Piqué, Dani Alves. Midfield three, and a very familiar-looking midfield three of Busquets, Xavi and Iniesta. Up front, Villa, Messi and Pedro. And of course, there's been news since that game on Sunday night. At half-time, it was announced that Barcelona and Arsenal had reached the basis of an agreement for the signing of Cesc Fabregas. On Monday, Fabregas was unveiled as a Barcelona player, returning to the club where, of course, he began his career, the club that he left 8 years ago as a 16-year-old. Fabregas is on the bench tonight. Let's quickly run through the benches for you. For Barcelona, Pinto, Fabregas, Alexis, Thiago, Keita, Adriano and Fontas. There's an early chance for Real Madrid as Ozil got in, but Eric Abidal had to be alert. Barcelona haven't quite got the danger away. Here's Alonso towards Cristiano Ronaldo on the edge of the box. Ronaldo cuts away from Alves, and it's a good shot, and it's neatly turned away by Victor Valdés. And Real Madrid have started with the kind of pressure that they applied in the first leg. Very quickly then, Real Madrid on the bench: Adan, Kaká, Marcelo, Arbeloa, Albiol, Higuain and Callejon. And it's Victor Valdés that makes the game's first save. Ramos was trying to reach it, Ronaldo was there too, unable to guide it goalwards. It would be a Barcelona goal kick. And a real change in the Real Madrid approach this season compared to last season, when last season they were largely quite defensive. They played very deep and waited for Barcelona. There was an awful lot of criticism, even in Madrid, of the way that Jose Mourinho approached those games. Well, on Sunday night, and it looks like tonight as well. Instead, Real Madrid decided to push the line very, very high up and pressure Barcelona, making it difficult for them to bring the ball out from the back. Now, of course, the query is, were Real Madrid fantastic in the first leg, or were Barcelona that little bit weaker without Busquets, Xavi and Iniesta as their midfield three? Iniesta did start, both Busquets and Xavi didn't. Here's Di Maria, and he's quick. Di Maria's got away from a couple of challenges at a neat ball looking for Karim Benzema, but the linesman's flag is offside. The referee tonight, by the way, is David Fernandez Borbalan, and it's his first ever Clásico. Alves towards Pedro. Pedro back for Alves, but Alves is beaten to it by Cristiano Ronaldo. It's not entirely full here in the Camp Nou, but it's pretty close. Middle of August, lots and lots of Barcelona fans and season ticket holders are away, but there's been a huge response from tourists in the city. Around about 20 or 30,000 came to see Cesc Fabregas' unveiling on Monday. It looks like it must be somewhere in the region of 70 or 80,000 tonight. Pepe goes around. I think he was probably going down already. In any case, it's sufficient for Real Madrid to win the free kick. Pepe's ball is cut out by Abidal. This is Alonso. Messi, though, takes it off his toe. And away from Angel Di Maria as well, who dives in and helps Real Madrid win the ball back. This is Busquets. Villa to Xavi. Xavi was under pressure from Cristiano Ronaldo, plays it to Mascherano, who then opens it wide to the right-hand side for Alves. And Barcelona do start to get hold of the ball a bit, something they were really unable to do in the first leg. Busquets goes down, the referee waves play on. I think he has taken note of that challenge from Ricardo Carvalho. Carvalho sprinted back to his centre-back position. Busquets was relatively quickly to his feet. All sorts of accusations between these two sides after that run of 4 Clásicos in 18 days last year, and the accusations have continued a little bit in the light of the first leg. Real Madrid were very, very aggressive. They accused Barcelona of cheating. Here's Messi. For a moment there, it looked like Iniesta had seen the run of Pedro, decided against playing it. This is Dani Alves. Alves has ball to Villa on the edge of the area. Villa turns. He may get a shot away here, Villa. He's got support from Iniesta. Iniesta sees the run dashing into the area. It was Dani Alves. Busquets back towards Alves, but Alves was coming back from an offside position. Unhappy about something, Dani Alves. Not quite sure what. I think maybe he expected the previous pass a little bit quicker. Well, the insignificant change really from Real Madrid's point of view is the inclusion tonight of Fabio Coentrao as a left back in place of Marcelo. Fabio Coentrao, who signed for €30 million in the summer, but mostly through pre-season hasn't actually been playing at left back, but as a midfielder and sometimes even on the right. Left back in theory at least his natural position. Well, tonight he will take that natural position ahead of Marcelo. Marcelo, who actually had a very good season indeed for Real Madrid last year. Real Madrid have, as usual, been busy in the transfer market. Still yet to see any sign of Nuri Sahin or of Altintop, the two players they bought from Germany. Neither of them have played any minutes at all so far. Coentrao has, and he's impressed. So too Rafael Varane, who joined from Lens. Messi almost got there. Pepe was across. It's pretty frenetic at the moment. Here's Alonso trying to bring the ball under control with the help of Pepe. Pepe's under pressure from Busquets. Osil. Alonso clips it over to the left-hand side for Cristiano Ronaldo. A little bit of footwork from Ronaldo, but not the best of passes. He forces Coentrao to go all the way back now for Iker Casillas. Piqué gets in ahead of Angel Di Maria, and Villa's header on caught Leo Messi in an offside position, the Argentinian deciding not even to go for the ball. Barcelona really struggled to bring the ball out from the back, which is their normal way against Real Madrid in the first leg. I think the absence of Gerard Piqué certainly played a big part in that difficulty. He's back in the side tonight, so too is Xavi Hernandez, two really key players. The same can also be said, of course, for Sergio Busquets. Cesc Fabregas is on the bench tonight. It's very interesting to see what kind of role he plays in this Barcelona midfield. Many people asking, indeed, whether there is a place for him in it. It's Angel Di Maria. Villa takes it off him, and somehow Villa came away with the ball as well. Sergio Ramos went flying in. Real Madrid had the throw in. It's pretty feisty down there. Aitor Karanka, Real Madrid's assistant coach, was saying after the game, the first leg, that if Real Madrid play the same way again, they will win tonight. Pep Guardiola agreed with him. He was very clear in saying that his side must improve if they're to defeat Real Madrid. Mascherano is forced back to Victor Valdés. Valdés has Piqué with him. Mascherano as well. And Benzema goes across to put pressure on, but holds back a little. Barcelona maintain possession, but perhaps a little deeper than they'd like. Mascherano now has the chance to launch a ball for Pedro to chase. Across comes Pepe. Sorts of accusations and counter-accusations, not so much by the clubs themselves as by their aligned media, shall we say. There's two main sports dailies in Catalonia who very openly support Barcelona, two main sports dailies in Madrid that very openly support Real Madrid, and one or two accusations from each side. It's Karim Benzema dashing towards the byline, can't quite bring that ball under control as Sergio Busquets goes across. The man who did have an accusatory word or two to say was Sergio Ramos, who accused Dani Alves of basically sullying the game of football with his acting. It's a comment based on a challenge that Pepe had made on Alves deep inside the Barcelona half. It's actually a very bad challenge indeed, and caught Alves very hard, but of course it comes in the light and in the context of the arguments about potential diving or play acting during the clashes between these sides last year. That run of 4 Clásicos in just over a fortnight did get pretty nasty. Valdés makes a mess of that. Valdés has made a real mess of that in the end. He was forced to leap and clear with his foot. Cristiano Ronaldo was very close attendance. Pepe now for Sergio Ramos. Abidal gets there ahead of Angel Di Maria. Ramos is there as well. Barcelona will have the throw-in. Mascherano, whose role at the back end of last season was very much as a centre-back rather than as a central midfielder after he joined the club for 22 million euros at the very, very end of the winter transfer window. And with the arrival this year of Cesc Fabregas, you imagine that that role may well be a permanent one. It's been very striking to see Barcelona not bother about chasing a centre-back during the summer, as despite the ongoing injury to Carlos Puyol, who has knee problems. Puyol is expected back pretty soon, but there are concerns about his long-term fitness. Abidal will have to be quick here, and he was quick enough to get ahead of Mesut Ozil, who was dashing into that space. Ozil, of course, it was that opened the scoring in the first leg after the neat work on the right-hand side from Karim Benzema. Here's Angel Di Maria. Still Di Maria, lovely run from him. He gets away from a couple of challenges, can't quite get away from the final one. It's Mascherano who takes it off him and finds Andres Iniesta. Messi waited a little too long. He was beaten to it by Pepe. Pepe continues his run forward. Barcelona, though, win possession back. This is Xavi, and for a moment, Pepe is out of position. Pepe, though, now is getting back into position, although it's opening up a little bit for Leo Messi. There's Ronaldo with Dani Alves going across towards him. Still Ronaldo. Ronaldo's quick as well, and the cross is not a bad one. It took a slight deflection off Javier Mascherano with a left-footed cross from Cristiano Ronaldo. I would assume that the free kick was given against Leo Messi for a handball in that previous play. Not entirely clear, but Fernandez Borbalán was quick to whistle. Xavi lets that go for Andres Iniesta, and it's opening up in front of Iniesta. He's got Messi to one side and David Villa to the other. Iniesta comes inside. Now Xavi, support outside him from Pedro. This is Pedro. Messi is the middle. Messi straight offside, but Pedro goes to the byline, gives it towards Messi, and Iker Casillas had to be quick, and he went in with his feet. Casillas, I think he's looking across at the linesman, questioning whether Leo Messi was offside. I must say, from this angle high in the camp there, it looked like he may well have been. Good from Pedro, and Messi couldn't quite get there. Abidal for David Villa. Xavi for Busquets, and now Piqué. Over on the right-hand side now is Pedro, and Messi is dropping off deep behind him. Xavi to Messi. Messi's ball into the box was looking for Iniesta, and it was an important leap. Mascherano wins it back. Barcelona start to get a little bit of a grip of the ball. This is David Villa. Now Xavi. Pedro brings it down on the far side. Coentrão is blocking Pedro off, and he very nearly escaped but wasn't quite able to do so. Dani Alves has to win the ball back and play it in the direction of Javier Mascherano. Barcelona, though, maintain possession. First leg was outstanding for a number of things, but one of them was the fact that, according to some statistics at least, Barcelona didn't have more than 50% of the possession, which is pretty much the first time that's happened under Pep Guardiola.
said, as I say, according to some statistics, there's a little bit of dispute about the way in which possession statistics are measured. And there were one or two statistics that suggested, in fact, Barcelona had around about 52-53%, rather than Real Madrid having around about 52 or 3%. Lovely work from Messi, the speed of the move inside. And it's a lovely ball through as well to Andres Iniesta. Here is Iniesta, away from Casillas, and it's a brilliant goal. It's a really brilliant goal from Barcelona. They've got the lead. They're 3-2 up on aggregate, 1-0 up on the night. And it was Andres Iniesta who finished it so neatly, but what an assist that was from Leo Messi. And it was an assist that was reminiscent as well of the wonderful passes, in particular the second that he gave to David Villa in the 5-0 here in November of last year. Real Madrid's defensive line that little bit high, Messi jinking in from the left-hand side, and a superbly angled diagonal pass for Andres Iniesta to finish off. When Iniesta, who had his best goal-scoring season last campaign, started this with a goal as well. It's a wonderful ball from Messi. And Iniesta, who got 8 last year, is off and running this year. That's 8 in the league, by the way. What a ball that was from Leo Messi. And it's the coolest finish you could ever wish to see from Andres Iniesta. For a moment there you wondered if he'd just waited a fraction too long, Iniesta, but he was very, very cool, and the finish was impeccable. Well, back in November when Barcelona won 5-0 here, there were 1 or 2 criticisms of Jose Mourinho for playing a very high defensive line, and Barcelona certainly were able to take advantage of that. That said, there were even greater criticism for Mourinho for playing very deep and very defensively. I almost wonder if Mourinho thinks to himself, well, can't win no matter what I do, damned if you do, damned if you don't. But this time certainly Leo Messi was very, very similar to the 5-0, able to take advantage of that high defensive line from Real Madrid and slip a wonderful ball into an awful lot of space for Andres Iniesta to run through and score. Mascherano went to ground on the challenge from Karim Benzema. Xabi Alonso certainly seemed to think that Mascherano had made the most of that. Here's Mascherano. Iniesta with Xavi. And now Messi turns away from the challenge and just skips past Khedira as well. This is David Villa on the left-hand side. Messi's dashing into the area. Villa is offside according to the linesman, and Villa's not too impressed with that decision. Meanwhile, the linesman and the referee are not too impressed with Villa. Ever so slightly kicking the ball away, not very far to kick away from David Villa, but certainly enough that a more officious referee might have been at least tempted to get out a card. Sergio Ramos and Pepe were asking him to do exactly that. And from that angle, it's very difficult to see. I'm entirely sure it was the right decision from the referee. You can see very clearly Ramos wanting the card out immediately. Ronaldo goes down, the referee says no foul, and there was almost a chance for Leo Messi to get away. Pedro's pass wasn't the best, it was just cut out by Carvalho. Here's Coentrao to Ronaldo. Outside him is Osil. Coentrao coming inside. There's space as well for Karim Benzema if Coentrao sees him, but PK just about manages to hack that clear. Only as far as Khedira, but his pass is cut out by Abidal. Now PK, although PK has lost it out. This is Angel Di Maria. Lovely ball from Di Maria. Through to Khedira. Khedira is one-on-one with the keeper. Gets away from Valdés. Khedira, can he pull it back? He does to Benzema, but Benzema's touch
wasn't the best. Real Madrid have a corner. Seemed to slightly fall behind Karim Benzema. Mesut Özil will take the corner. Sergio Ramos is appealing for a handball. It comes to Benzema and it goes to Ronaldo. Ronaldo scored and it's counted as well. Everybody looked to the linesman, but Ronaldo's goal does count. It's his 100th goal for Real Madrid. And it's the first time he's scored in 5 visits to the Camp Nou. Sergio Ramos, meanwhile, by the way, is having a word with Fernandez Borbalán, presumably about the possible yellow card earlier on. Real Madrid have scored. The stadium has gone silent. Ronaldo's the man who gets it. And Benzema put it back in. From that angle, it's impossible to see whether Ronaldo is perhaps offside or not. It may have come off Busquets' arm anyway. Ronaldo scores. Real Madrid are back in this game. It's 1-1. And we could be in for a fascinating night. Remember, 2-2 in the first leg. Could almost be on course for extra time, and who knows if maybe even penalties. Ronaldo gets his first goal at the Camp Nou. He gets his 100th goal in just 2 years at Real Madrid, and it's an extraordinary record. Just when Barcelona looked like they were taking control as well, and if you look back to the first leg, it was when Real Madrid was so in control that Barcelona suddenly scored twice. It's been a back and forth sort of tie so far, both the first leg and the opening 20 minutes here. Here's Messi to Andres Iniesta. Iniesta comes inside. There's a lovely ball on for Pedro. Pedro's through on goal. Pedro cuts away from the challenge. Still Pedro. Good save from Iker Casillas. Well, these two sides who fought it out for everything last season. Real Madrid 1-0 winners in the final of the Copa del Rey. Barcelona victorious in the first league game, a draw in the second, and Barcelona, of course, took the league title. And then Barcelona, with a victory and a draw in the Champions League, able to get through to the final against Manchester United. It's 1-1 here in the Spanish Supercopa. Meanwhile, Fabio Coentrao is down. Looks a little bit groggy, does the Portuguese. He's actually been in Spain before, had a brief spell at Real Zaragoza where he didn't impress at all, but has certainly improved over the last few years, and still only 23. Headed on towards the far post. Villa's there, but it's straight into the arms of Iker Casillas. Casillas wants to get it out quickly as well, but he didn't see the run that he was calling for, either from Angel Di Maria or from Mesut Özil, who were the two men furthest forward for Real Madrid. Here's Mascherano to Piqué. Piqué's under pressure for Angel Di Maria. Piqué's pass is not a good one. Karim Benzema may get in here, but Victor Valdés is out quickly. Needed to be as well. Real Madrid have certainly made Barcelona feel a little uncomfortable on a couple of occasions when they've been trying to bring the ball out from the back. And the speed in particular of Angel Di Maria to get on top of people. Here's Khedira. Now Carvalho, and it's squeezed into a very small area of the pitch for the moment. It's a lovely ball as well to create a bit of space towards Cristiano Ronaldo. First touch for a moment looked like it would take him away from Dani Alves, but Alves was able to recover. Pedro goes beyond Alves up the line. Here's Xavi in the middle midfield. Quick look around. He sees Andres Iniesta, and Iniesta through towards Pedro. Pedro is onside. The linesman's flag stays down. There's no one up alongside him just yet, although Messi and Andres Iniesta are coming up now. Pedro into the box towards Messi. Doesn't quite get there, and Coentrao finds Xabi Alonso. Alonso's ball up the left-hand side toward Cristiano Ronaldo. It's opening up for Real Madrid if Ronaldo can find the right pass. Here's Angel Di Maria. Benzema is to the left of him. Here's Karim Benzema. Benzema comes inside. It's the same position where he made so much damage in the first leg away from Eric Abidal. Almost exactly rather the position from which he created the first goal in the first leg. This time he was unable to get away from Abidal enough to provide a shot to genuinely test Victor Valdés, or indeed to do as he did in the first leg, the final pass looking for a teammate. This is Angel Di Maria. Mascherano cuts it out. Not sure he entirely needed to then. PK to Xavi. Xavi to Abidal, and Abidal for Iniesta, but it only falls to Sergio Ramos. This is Khedira. Khedira away from Xavi. Nice work from Khedira with Cristiano Ronaldo. It's really opening up for Real Madrid. Ronaldo comes inside. Ronaldo hits it. It's a good save as well from Valdés off the bar. And Mascherano has to head away. It was a wonderful shot from Ronaldo. Real venom in that. When Real Madrid rob high and run at Barcelona, they are able to cause them problems. Certainly a real intensity about the way they've gone about this, much as there was in the first leg. Well, Barcelona got the opening goal, but the truth is that 25 minutes in, the situation is worse for them than it was when this game started. A 0-0 draw had Barcelona much closer to their objective than a 1-1 draw. Bear in mind that the 2-2 draw from the first leg means that Barcelona would go through if things stay as they currently are. But a 2-2 draw, or of course a Real Madrid victory, would take the Supercopa away from them. Certainly at least a 2-2 draw would take it into extra time and possibly penalties. Still loses control. Here's Busquets. Leo Messi, lovely footwork from Messi. He actually got away from his own player, who was taken down completely off the ball by Sami Khedira. I'm not entirely sure that Khedira knew very much about that. Khedira certainly is not happy with the decision. Well, Messi went away from the Khedira lunge, but actually Khedira's lunge at Messi ended up taking out Busquets. So I'm not entirely sure it was deliberate, but it was a pretty bad challenge from Khedira in any case, and certainly no doubt that Busquets was hit, and hit reasonably hard, and also within 3 or 4 yards of the referee. So I suppose the yellow card coming out is no real surprise. Forward it goes towards Pedro. If he can get a touch on this Pedro, he's in, and he couldn't quite get on a touch on it. Iker Casillas was quick. Casillas turns and has a slight go at the linesman. He believes that Pedro had stolen a yard or so, possibly a yard or so taken advantage of being offside. Well, we're coming up to the half-hour mark, and it's really flown by so far. Ronaldo comes inside, Alves catches and the referee waves play on. It's a good ball as well from Karim Benzema to Mesut Ozil. Valdés gets a hand on it. He needed to as well. It was an important save from Valdés. I wonder if Barcelona, to some extent, were expecting the play to be stopped for a Real Madrid free kick after the challenge from Alves on Cristiano Ronaldo. Ozil going to the far corner, and Valdés' touch was just enough. Here's Benzema finding space in that position again, but this time it's just scuffed just wide of the near post. Well, Barcelona have had a reasonable amount of the ball, but Real Madrid have been able to make them feel a little uncomfortable, put pressure on, and also they've had the bulk of the shots so far. Just that earlier save from Victor Valdés, it came thundering back off the crossbar. Abidal's touch isn't the best, and Mascherano decides to take no risks at all and just thump that as far up the pitch as he possibly can. Alonso was looking for Di Maria, but Abidal got in ahead of him. Xavi now to Pedro. Very, very, very tight space this game is being played in at the moment. Around about a 20-25 metre strip of the pitch in which virtually every player is compressed. Mascherano to Abidal, and once again Barcelona put under pressure. Once again they're a little uncomfortable with it. If there is a team that can play its way out of that kind of position, it is Barcelona. And here's Alves, and suddenly it's opening up quite a lot for him. Pedro comes short, back to Alves. Now Xavi. Andres Iniesta is alongside him, but it's not the best of passes from Xavi, and Iniesta probably won't get there. Angel Di Maria does. Di Maria takes a couple of extra tumbles. I think Iniesta may find himself booked here. 3 Real Madrid players go to the referee to ask him to do exactly that. Pepe and Ramos and Khedira are the 3 men. Angel Di Maria waits for the referee to come over. The referee's checking he's okay. I think he probably is. Well, there's not any doubt at all that Andres Iniesta caught Angel Di Maria. Perhaps a couple of extra spins from the Argentinian. But Iniesta rather fortunate not to get a yellow card. Pedro turns away from Coentrao. Coentrao hauls him down, and this could well be a yellow card too, not least because I think there was intent in the challenge from Coentrao. Recognised that Pedro was getting away from him, and certainly for first at least it looked like he deliberately pulled Pedro to the ground. The referee decides against that decision though. Perhaps feeling that had he not got the card out for Andres Iniesta before, he couldn't then get it out this time for Pedro. Here's Alonso. Khedira. Abidal waited for Angel Di Maria to commit himself and then turned away from him. Big round of applause from the Camp Nou, and then decided against the idea of bombing on up the line, and instead played it back to Valdés. There's Messi in a deep position for once. Pepe comes across and takes it off him. Khedira there. Now Cristiano Ronaldo. Ronaldo faced by Alves. Ronaldo going at Alves again, and Alves has won the ball back cleanly, according to the referee, and Ronaldo didn't complain too much, so I suspect it was clean. Ronaldo's pass is a little loose. Barcelona may well be able to take advantage of this. Here's Sergio Ramos with Pedro closing down on him. Up the line it goes towards Di Maria. Abidal lets it run and gives it to Javier Mascherano. Xavi to Iniesta, and now Gerard Piqué. Messi away from the challenge of Xavi Alonso. Lovely footwork from Messi. Messi comes inside. It's opening up for Messi through the middle for Xavi Hernandez, and Xavi though wasn't able to get to it. Just a slightly overhit pass that from Lionel Messi. Once again, it was the speed of the movement inside from Lionel Messi that caught Real Madrid so cold. In the end, the pass though wasn't really the best as Carvalho came diving in to make the tackle. Here's Iniesta. Ronaldo running at Dani Alves yet again. It's turning into quite a battle that between the Brazilian and the Portuguese. This time Ronaldo does show his frustration at the decision from the referee. Di Maria. Mascherano made the tackle. It was an important tackle as well as Carvalho ran into the space behind him. Barcelona have completed twice as many passes as Real Madrid so far, but the threat has been pretty even. You may even say that Real Madrid have had slightly more of it as Messi tried to clip that through for David Villa. Once again, Real Madrid squeeze the defensive line very, very high. Xavi to Busquets. Xavi won't get to that. Sergio Ramos will. This is Khedira. Karim Benzema. His touch though goes up in the air. He's able to bring it back down though, Benzema for Alonso. And now Cristiano Ronaldo, and once again with a chance to run at Dani Alves. He's got Osila alongside him as well. Dani Alves makes the challenge, and it's a clean challenge too. Ronaldo was already going to ground. He's furious with the referee, but Alves certainly seemed to come away with the ball. Ronaldo was probably, as I say, already going to ground as Messi runs through the middle. It's a good ball towards Messi as well. Messi away from Ramos. Can he get away from Pepe? He can! Casillas makes the save. Pepe was very, very quick to come back across. The best of efforts from Lionel Messi. I wonder if maybe he'd have thought about cutting back inside. Here's Xavi Hernandez. Hernandez away from Benzema towards the byline. Xavi tries to pull it back. It's cleared by Carvalho. It's another corner for Barcelona. Header from Ronaldo is not altogether convincing. It runs through for David Villa. Villa's ball low towards Piqué. Piqué can't bring it under control. It comes to Xavi. Xavi towards Alves on the far side. Alves trying to knock it back in. Headed on by Coentrao, only as far as Alves. Now Busquets. Busquets looks to David Villa on the right-hand side. Villa's faced by Coentrao. Villa comes inside, very much into Villa's shooting territory. Instead it goes towards Xavi. Xavi's got support with Piqué. Piqué now towards Villa. Villa can't quite turn on it, back towards Xavi. Xavi though is beaten to it by Xavi Alonso. Now Piqué in towards Iniesta. Lovely work from Iniesta. Iniesta goes towards the byline. It's a very, very good challenge indeed by Pepe. As Pepe cleared, his arm was outstretched. It seemed to catch Iniesta. Iniesta has gone to ground. But Real Madrid will feel that he's making the most of that. Barcelona's fans feel that Pepe has gone for Andres Iniesta there. The challenge from Pepe. It's a risky one, but it was a good one. Well, as he cleared, he certainly seemed to swing his arm back. I'm not sure how deliberately from Pepe. It's a good challenge as it turned out, but perhaps a slightly risky one as well from the defender. Oof, we'll see it again, and maybe a little more deliberate than it first appeared, that from Pepe. Possible to tell for sure, of course. Iniesta is bundled over by Khedira. Here's Xavi. Xavi gets it back from Pedro now. Eric Abidal. Xavi, lovely little shift of body weight from Xavi to try and open up the space towards Messi. Messi, though, had Ronaldo bearing down on him. Messi now finds David Villa on the far side. The first touch isn't the best, so he's forced a little bit wide, David Villa. I was about to say that Villa will be happy enough to win the throw-in, but he actually didn't win the throw-in. It's gone Real Madrid's way. Here's Karim Benzema. There's lots and lots of space for Cristiano Ronaldo on the left-hand side. Mascherano has to go across. Ronaldo's got two men dashing into the box. He's got a third one coming along now, but Ronaldo tries to go beyond Mascherano and doesn't succeed. Mascherano is happy just to drop that off to Xavi Hernandez, and Barcelona carry the ball up the pitch. This is Leo Messi now on the right-hand side. Messi away from Coentrao. Still Messi was trying to slot that ball through the gap towards Villa. Doesn't get there. Xavi Hernandez slid in. Coentrao goes down, and I think Xavi Hernandez is going to find himself booked. Well, it's pretty unusual for Xavi Hernandez to get booked, and even more unusual for him to get booked for a challenge. Last season he was booked 4 times in La Liga, Xavi Hernandez, and every single one of them was for something he said to the referee. Certainly late from Xavi, certainly worthy of a yellow card. I suppose the question mark there is, when that comes to Ronaldo, does Ramos get a touch? Because if he does, Ronaldo's definitely offside. Even if he doesn't, was he offside when the first pass was played? That's slightly less clear cut. Certainly it's one of those decisions that's very, very difficult to see, and therefore, quite frankly, very difficult to get particularly scandalised about. It certainly isn't absolutely clear cut one way or the other. Neatly worked between Busquets and Xavi. And again between Busquets, Iniesta and Abidal. Now Pedro. Iniesta again. Messi thought about the darting run between the two centre-backs. Piqué. Outside him is David Villa. Trying to find Xavi, instead he finds Andres Iniesta. Iniesta goes towards the penalty area. This is Pedro. Pedro to the byline. Pedro tried to pull it back, but Sergio Ramos was on top of him. It will be a corner. Just a minute to go before half-time. It's Barcelona 1, Real Madrid 1. Drops to Messi, to Piqué, back to Messi. Messi's in on goal. Messi must be, surely. It is. Barcelona have got the lead, and it's Leo Messi who scores. And it's just a wonderful, wonderfully taken goal from Lionel Messi. Piqué's little touch into Messi, for a moment it looked like the ball may have been caught that little bit too much under his feet, but he managed to dig it out and just nudge it away from Iker Casillas. And Lionel Messi, who just is such an astonishing footballer. 31 goals in 33 league games last season, 53 in total. Champions League's top scorer. Scored in the first leg, he scored again here. His chest towards Piqué. Piqué's back heel. I must confess I hadn't noticed that at first. Wonderful assist from Piqué. And Lionel Messi with the subtlest, softest of touches away from Casillas, as Ronaldo slid in on his knees. It's Barcelona 2, Real Madrid 1 as we come up to half-time. Barcelona 4, Real Madrid 3 on aggregate in the Spanish Super Cup. It's a competition that Barcelona have won 9 times, Real Madrid 7, but in the 4 occasions when they've met each other before, it's been Real Madrid who've ended up winners. These two teams have played, at least one of them has played in every single one except all but 3 of the finals of the Spanish Super Cup since it was inaugurated back in the mid-90s. Lovely turn from Iniesta away from Ramos, tries to turn back again, Ramos bundles him over and the referee blows for half-time. Well, it's been intense, it's been frantic, and it's been pretty good fun too. Barcelona took the lead. Real Madrid found the equaliser through Cristiano Ronaldo after Andres Iniesta had scored that opening goal. But Leo Messi, right on the stroke of half-time, got on the end of a lovely back heel from Gerard Piqué. Just dinked the ball over Iker Casillas into the net. Half-time here at the Camp Nou. Barcelona have a 4-3 lead on aggregate and a 2-1 lead on the night.
It's a thriller at the new camp. We'll be right back after this break. You're watching the Spanish Super Cup on SBS 2.
What was it like to live through the devastation of London's wartime blitz?
I was hit on the head by a large piece of the ceiling coming down.
We dived under the kitchen table.
Tony Robinson explores Britain's time of terror with the help of some explosives.
We'll witness exactly what those bombs did to streets like this. And these aren't Hollywood pyrotechnics, they're real bombs.
Blitz Street, Friday, 8:30 on SBS 1.
Is this the end of knots? Introducing Easy Clip, a breakthrough in the world of knotology. Easy Clip is ideal for replacing knots on hanging plants, picture lines, flexible ties, yachts and campsites. No more fumbling with ropes or dangerous straps. Easy Clips are multi-sized, multicoloured, weatherproof, Aussie made and guaranteed. If it needs to adjust, Easy Clip is a must. Log on now for a special TV offer. easyclip.com.
Furniture on 50.
Betting on 50.
Outdoor on 50.
We're Super Amart.
Your furniture, bedding and outdoor superstore.
Buy today on no deposit, 50 months interest free.
Always the lowest price, Super Amart.
Nobody beats Super Amart.
And here's the opening bounce. Tap down to Hodge. He explodes with pace, has a bounce. Look at it. Oh, he goes long. Goal! The fastest I've seen.
Start off switched on. New Powerade Fuel Plus energy drink.
We've made Jalna pot-set yogurt so pure, even little people can eat it. No cane sugar. In fact, nothing artificial at all. Jalna, a little pot of purity.
Lazy Patch. Take the bed with you. It's like an Ugg boot for your whole body. Visit lazypatch.com.
And here's the opening bounce. Tap down to Hodge. He explodes with pace, has a bounce. Look at it. Oh, he goes long. Goal! the fastest I've seen.
Start off switched on. New Powerade Fuel Plus energy drink.
Welcome back to the new camp, where the score at half-time is Barcelona 2, Real Madrid 1.
It's midnight Spanish time. This game kicked off 11 o'clock here in Barcelona. And we'll be here to almost 1 o'clock in the morning. Barcelona will be hoping that they can avoid being here a little bit later than that. Real Madrid, as I say, making the change with Marcelo coming on. I was going to say originally for Fabio Coentrao, but I think actually what's happened is that Coentrao has gone into the middle of midfield. And it's Sami Khedira who was booked in the first half who's made way. It's Coentrao alongside Xabi Alonso, Marcelo at left back. Obviously Sergio Ramos, Pepe, Carvalho, the other defenders. Coentrao with Alonso, Osil just in front of him, and then Ronaldo, Benzema and Angel Di Maria up front. Barcelona at the moment just going through the side, look unchanged. Ronaldo to Coentrao, and now Benzema. Benzema came inside away from PK and went to ground. Real Madrid have the free kick. Real Madrid take it quickly. Alonso to Coentrao. Interesting to see Coentrao start at left back somewhere he really hadn't played during pre-season, and so it was the natural position, but some felt it was a little unfair for Real Madrid to spend 30 million euros on a left back when Marcelo had actually had a pretty good season last year, although there were 1 or 2 question marks about him in the big games, particularly against Real Madrid. And Mourinho was insistent that one of the reasons for going for Coentrao was his versatility, that he could play all over the pitch, and actually during pre-season that's been very much the case. Tonight though, started at left back. Now we get the chance to see him as a central midfielder with Xabi Alonso. It's Mesut Ozil who takes the corner. Towards the far post, it was Sergio Ramos who was jumping. I don't think he realised that Karim Benzema was behind him. Benzema was telling him so. Barcelona have certainly been caught out on corners throughout this game, particularly at the far post. They found themselves relatively open on 2 or 3 occasions. Well, it's a big night this for a lot of players. Cristiano Ronaldo scoring his 100th Real Madrid goal. Xavi Hernandez is looking for his 16th title as a Barcelona player, which would make him the all-time record holder at the club, beating Guillermo Amor. Meanwhile, Pep Guardiola looking for his 11th title, which would equal Johan Cruyff, making him the most successful coach in the club's history, even though this is, of course, only the beginning of his 4th season. Pep Guardiola has won 3 league titles, 2 European Cups, a Copa del Rey, the World Club Championship, 2 Spanish Super Cups already. So Alonso's ball in, it's deep, it's long, it's looking towards the far side. Carvalho can't get there. Straight out for a goal kick. See almost the moment that Alonso had hit that it was perhaps overhit, although clearly the intention was to go to that far post. Mourinho was out very, very quickly for the start of the second half and sitting down. Not looking too pleased on the bench. Truth be told, Pep Guardiola doesn't look entirely pleased either. Ronaldo to Coentrao. His first time ball is a little long for Marcelo, but it looks like Marcelo may get there. In fact, if Marcelo hadn't at first thought there was no chance of him getting to it, perhaps he would have done. He just checked his run a little, Marcelo, when he first saw that ball going beyond him, and then realised that he could maybe get there. Messi wins the challenge. Real Madrid wanted the free kick. The referee said no. Nice footwork from Iniesta. Iniesta through the gap towards Villa. Villa hasn't quite got the pace to get to that. Carvalho back for Casillas. And Ricardo Carvalho once more.
Signed at the start of last season, Carvalho. One or two people questioning whether his fitness was enough for Real Madrid, but played virtually the entire season. 33 games last season of the 38 in La Liga. Having touch from Abidal away from the leap of Osil. Here's Xavi, Piqué, Valdés. Piqué again under pressure from Cristiano Ronaldo, is forced to turn it away very, very quickly. Xavi can't bring it under control. Real Madrid have it back. Pepe knocks it forward. Ronaldo again, but Alves is on top of him. Ronaldo comes inside and Ronaldo goes to ground and gets the free kick. The referee's giving it Real Madrid's way. And Alves is not too impressed. But much as Cristiano Ronaldo may have been slightly off balance and unable to get to the ball anyway, there's certainly no doubt that Dani Alves pushed him. It's been tense, it's been intense, it's been very, very quick, both in terms of the movement of the players and also in terms of the movement of the ball tonight. The 4 Clásicos last season in 18 days were largely pretty disappointing in terms of the football. So 2 that we've seen in the Super Cup most certainly haven't been. Mascherano guides that back towards Valdés. Before it goes from Valdés for Villa, and Villa is offside. Busquets to Iniesta. And again, Andres Iniesta turns away from Coentrao. Coentrao just leaning on him, but Iniesta is able to find that pass. Mascherano. Eric Abidal. Pedro makes the run inside, leaving the channel up the left-hand side for Abidal. Pedro now comes short for him. Abidal again. Abidal just put under a bit of pressure. Manages to find Xavi. Lionel Messi was making the run inside. Here is Messi. Villa's ahead of him. David Villa now. Pedro's in a box. Villa goes for goal. Villa may well get to the breakdown though. It's Pepe alongside him. Pepe goes beyond Villa, dives to the ground and has won the, I don't know if he's won the free kick or the throw-in. I don't think there was too much doubt that Pepe was waiting for some sort of contact from Villa to have the excuse to go to ground, and he has won the free kick. Alves' touch isn't a good one. Here's Mesut Özil. Cristiano Ronaldo now with Alves coming across to him. Ronaldo goes towards the ball and cuts back inside onto his right foot. Ronaldo goes for goal, but it's relatively comfortable in truth for Victor Valdés. Valdés claims and holds onto the ball. It may have been going into the side netting in any case. Messi tried to go beyond Marcelo and felt that he was caught. So it didn't entirely look like that at first, but it'll be interesting to see that again. Coentrao is involved in front of the referee. A number of players having a word with him. Let's have a look. I think Marcelo may just about have caught Messi, but certainly doesn't look from the replay like there was any intent there. And now it's kicking off a little bit. Cristiano Ronaldo is facing up to Javier Mascherano. It's all got a little bit angry over not very much, it appears. There's a yellow card. I'm not sure if that was for Victor Valdés, who was involved, and also for Cristiano Ronaldo. Not sure if it was Valdés or Mascherano who got the first yellow card. Messi is saying to Marcelo that you caught me.
Marcelo comes across to have a word. Now those two are going to start facing up to each other again. The linesman comes across, Dani Alves gets involved and tries to break them up. So I'm not entirely sure why Messi was so angry. I think he may have been caught, but first instance at least, it didn't look like a particularly bad challenge from Marcelo. And from that angle, possibly a little bit of the old accidentally on purpose about it from Marcelo, but it didn't look too vicious at first. Certainly we've had a couple of minutes now wasted over what at first appeared to be not very much at all. Well, Ronaldo has been booked. Not sure if Mascherano or possibly even Victor Valdés was also booked. Here's Villa. Busquets over to Pedro. Pedro's touch is a good one, gets away from Sergio Ramos and through the gap for Villa. It's pulled back presumably for a handball from Pedro. Arcil boots the ball into the crowd, and to be fair to Arcil, I can understand his frustration. The extra ball came onto the pitch, and rather than just nudging it off the pitch, Messi then kicked it in the direction of Xavi. He's getting a little bit bad-tempered now. Here's Angel Di Maria. Di Maria's certainly got the speed to get away from people, but it's a couple of good challenges in there from Busquets and Mascherano together. Now Marcelo. Messi comes back towards Marcelo. Ronaldo. Marcelo again. Lovely work from Marcelo, and very nearly slipped that through the gap as well. Valdés towards Alves. It's nicely taken by Alves. Pass just left it a little short for Xavi though. Cristiano Ronaldo was able to get in ahead of him. This is Carvalho. Alonso is under pressure from Andres Iniesta. And Iniesta looks across to his left-hand side, and I think was a little frustrated that David Villa hadn't joined him in the pressuring. Meanwhile, Barcelona sent 3 men out to warm up. Keita, I think that's Adriano down there, and Cesc Fabregas is also there. Real Madrid have got Gonzalo Higuain jogging along this near touchline. Here's Ramos, lovely touch from Ramos away from Abidal. Still Ramos, just not quite able to guide that goalwards as Abidal was alongside him. You see Cesc Fabregas waiting to make his first appearance for Barcelona since rejoining the club on Monday. In the end, a deal that was set up in a way in which Barcelona pay Arsenal 29 million euros up front, 2 instalments of 14.5 million euros, plus an extra 5 million in objectives should they win 2 league titles and the Champions League. And then on top of that, there's 1 million a year to be paid to Arsenal, nominally at least, by Cesc Fabregas himself rather than Barcelona. Essentially what's happened is that Barcelona is saying that they're dropping Fabregas' wage by 1 million each year, and that 1 million will go directly to Barcelona, so the total becomes 39 million. It's a Bad challenge that from Pedro on Sergio Ramos. Ramos is up quickly. Alonso wants to take the throw-in rather the free kick as quickly as he can. Pedro rather jumped in on Ramos. Ramos looked bemused as much as anything else by that challenge. Here's Pedro to Messi. Messi, though, couldn't quite reach it. And now it's Carvalho. Messi's going to get himself booked, I think, for kicking that ball away. And then for the remark to the referee. Messi was angry about that. Seemed to do too much to make Ramos go to ground, but he certainly caught the edge of Ramos's arm. Yeah, Messi a little bit lucky for not being booked for that. Ronaldo almost losing out, but he was strong enough, Ronaldo, to recover and hold off David Villa. Barcelona have got possession back, but they at least haven't, from Real Madrid's point of view, being able to rob the ball with a lot of pitch to run into and very few defenders in front of them. This is Abidal. Iniesta is ahead of him. This is Andres Iniesta. Now Leo Messi. To Xavi. Messi back to Xavi again. Pedro was looking for the ball through the gap, just straight offside. Xavi decided to hold back on delivering that pass. Now Andres Iniesta. Gerard Piqué. Piqué for Villa. Villa's touch away from Marcelo. I'm not sure if Villa intended that, but Marcelo was quick enough to recover in any case and get the ball up the line. Ronaldo now with Alves just behind him. Cristiano Ronaldo, Busquets is struggling to keep up with him. Alves steps out of the defence and steps in to make the challenge, preventing that ball from finding Mesut Özil, who was alongside Cristiano Ronaldo on that left wing. Ronaldo goes to ground under challenge from Busquets. It's play on that the referee's given. Real Madrid had the opportunity to get the cross in. It didn't quite come off for them. Iniesta turns in slightly dangerous territory. He's won the free kick in any case. As it turned out, Barcelona had actually worked the ball clear with Pedro. Piqué for Villa. Villa now for Messi, back to Villa, and there's space as well for Messi to run into. Just put a little bit behind Messi rather than in front of him. Messi was hit pretty hard by Pepe, although I'm not sure to what extent Messi may have gone into Pepe as much as the other way round. Interesting to see that again. Pepe suddenly turned the shoulder. I'm not sure if Pepe may have been in a position where couldn't quite get out the way of Messi as Messi skipped inside. Madrid media were asking Aitor Karanka, Real Madrid's number 2. Well, Pepe stepped in. I'm not sure how much he looked for Messi, though. No, he did look for Messi somewhat with the forearm. Some of the Madrid media were asking Aitor Karanka yesterday whether there's something of a campaign to give Pepe a bad name. Pepe does a reasonably good job of that himself. And Pepe is saying it's my first foul. And actually, tonight it may well be. Messi's ball in is a good one towards Busquets, and it's not that far away. In fact, it was David Villa that was dashing in. It's Gonzalo Higuain who comes on, and it's perhaps slightly surprising Angel Di Maria who makes way. Losing one of the quicker players that they have on the pitch, one of the players who've done the most to put pressure on Barcelona. That said, Angel Di Maria has had one or two very minor physical problems over the last few days. And he has faded out of the game somewhat in the second half. In fact, it's been the second half that hasn't quite lived up to the first so far. 18 minutes gone, there hasn't been quite the same rhythm about the game. There hasn't been quite the same flow. Haven't had that many chances as yet either. Here's Valdez under pressure from Gonzalo Higuain. Abidal under pressure from Coentrao is forced to go long. Andres Iniesta have been able to get a touch on that. He had a man through, but instead it's Real Madrid who have the opportunity to try and make something happen. Here's Karim Benzema on the edge of the area, looking for the run of Marcelo, but Dani Alves gets in ahead of him. Alves can't quite come away with the ball because Benzema wrestles him to the ground. Good news for Real Madrid in truth, because Alves had a lot of space to run into. Important challenge from him though, as Benzema threatened. Xavi to Pedro. Linesman flag stays down. Real Madrid's players wanted it up. Mourinho certainly did as well. Iniesta to Xavi. Iniesta again. Lovely turn from Iniesta away from Xabi Alonso. Still Andres Iniesta into space. Lovely run from Iniesta towards Leo Messi. Leo Messi on the edge of the area. Messi, still Leo Messi. Good save from Iker Casillas. Well, it was all about the little dart from Andres Iniesta, and the first turn was quite superb. Messi away from Pepe on the edge of the area. Struck it reasonably well, but Casillas was able to push it wide of the post. Xavi's ball in, and Busquets was all alone on the edge of the 6-yard box. Been able to climb just a little bit higher. Busquets may have scored there. Meanwhile, Gerard Piqué is down holding his face. Not at all clear what happened there. Piqué was in a crowd of bodies. Well, Pepe caught Piqué in the face. Not entirely sure how deliberately or how much he was just trying to block Piqué's run slightly, but certainly Piqué was caught by Pepe. Busquets, meanwhile, possibly should have done better. Piqué is very unhappy with Pepe. Well, from that angle, it looks much, much, much more deliberate from Pepe. I think deliberate more that Piqué was escaping him and he was trying to block him and stop him and didn't care how he did it, as deliberately he was trying to hurt him necessarily, but certainly there was aggression in the challenge, if it can be called a challenge. Here's Ramos. Coentrao to Ronaldo. Ronaldo now for Karim Benzema, who's drifted over to the left-hand side in the last few minutes. Benzema's got Marcelo outside, and Marcelo's ball towards the far post is a good one. And Higuain was coming in, so too was Cristiano Ronaldo. It was Piqué that cut it out. The departure of Angel Di Maria has created a situation in which it's very much a case of Benzema to the left, Higuain through the middle, and Ronaldo slightly more to the right. As always, there's quite a lot of mobility between those three, but it's the basic setup at the moment. The man just behind them, Mesut Ozil, takes this corner. And it drops. And it dropped very, very nicely indeed. Not for the first time at the far post, not for the first time to Karim Benzema, and certainly not for the first time standing wide open as well. It's very striking how often Barcelona have been caught by a player in that exact position. Benzema didn't catch it well at all. Barcelona have been caught out with that 2 or 3 times already tonight. Alonso takes it quickly, diagonally, looking towards Karim Benzema, lurking on the left-hand side. It's a lovely touch from Benzema, and he very, very, very nearly got away from Dani Alves, but once again Alves was quick to get the foot in and judged it well. He's done that a lot tonight, Alves, cut out key passes in that position and stepped out to make important tackles. A very, very good game defensively, which isn't normally a thing that stands out about him. Andres Iniesta has a word to Pepe about the nature of the way in which Pepe went into that challenge. He certainly followed through and was all legs up in the air and flew through with real aggression. He caught the ball and he struck the ball relatively cleanly, but made sure, Pepe, that he was doing it in a way that at very least brokered no argument. Pedro's down. I think Pedro looks like he may well need to be changed as well. Pepe does that whenever he wins the ball and gets the ball first and see an opposition player coming alongside. He does really swing through it. It's a way of trying to create a threat even in a clean play, trying to create the idea of don't mess. It goes all the way through, and my word, that's a miss and a half. That really is a wonderful opportunity for Sergio Ramos. Once again, Barcelona caught out. Ramos's header wide. Well, there's no one anywhere near him, right on the edge of the 6-yard box. Here's Benzema. Alonso to Marcelo. Barcelona will certainly be concerned about this. They have the lead. They also have the away goal advantage, but that advantage would disappear as soon as they were to lose the lead here. Madrid already have the one goal. Another goal would not only equalise it on the night, it would equalise it on aggregate. Looks like it's Adriano preparing to go on. Mourinho shakes his head about that last decision. Xavi took the free kick quickly. The referee didn't like it and wants Barcelona to take it again. Here's Xavi to Messi. Xavi under pressure from Osil. Now David Villa. Villa towards Xavi, couldn't quite get to it. This is Osil. Messi comes across to make the challenge. Higuain to Alonso. Alonso was under pressure from Pedro, but Real Madrid worked the ball free to Pepe between Alonso and Coentrao. Now Ramos goes diagonally over towards the left-hand side. Benzema is lurking. Dani Alves heads it up the line towards David Villa. And this is Eric Abidal. Abidal's taken out by Cristiano Ronaldo. Ronaldo's not happy with the decision. The referee gives the free kick. Ronaldo certainly tried to get out the way. Whether he was ultimately able to do so is another issue. Messi was under pressure from Mesut Özil. Now Pepe. Pepe's pass almost caught by Iniesta. Instead it's Cristiano Ronaldo. Now Sergio Ramos on the right hand side. Abidal goes across to him. Ramos comes inside and looks for support. Hasn't really got it and he ran himself into a little bit of a corner with Sergio Ramos. And it's David Villa who will make way. It's a slightly surprising change. That is Adriano who comes on for Villa. Adriano may just slot in to the midfield with Andres Iniesta a bit further forward, or maybe he'll even go in where Villa was in the front line of three. Let's see. It'll be very interesting to see how Barcelona set up now. Well, for the time being at least, it does look like Adriano is going over to the left-hand side, theoretically in the line of three up top. It's a role that he can play, Adriano, but it's a slightly defensive change from Pep Guardiola's point of view. Higuain in. There's a neat knock from Higuain looking towards Cristiano Ronaldo. For a moment there, it did look like Ronaldo was going to get to it, and Jose Mourinho with a neat bit of heading there. Higuain wanted the free kick. He was up and appealing for it for a long time. The linesman did eventually get the flag up. Messi just takes the ball away a little bit. Alonso's pass only goes to Mascherano. This is Andres Iniesta. Iniesta towards Xavi. Instead it finds Messi. Busquets. Busquets' pass to Xavi doesn't get there. Pedro comes across to make the tackle. Pepe is there as well. Messi tries to get out the way of Marcelo as he goes beyond him. Catches Marcelo. Real Madrid will have a free kick, and the game's really broken up in this second half. Well, Pepe certainly went in with the studs on Pedro. Not actually convinced that he caught Pedro though. Dramatic tumble from Xabi Alonso. .15 minutes to go. Barcelona trying to protect this 1-goal lead against Real Madrid. And for the second game in this series of matches, Real Madrid will feel that they've done an awful lot right, and much more than they've done right against Barcelona in the last few years, but still looking for the way back into this. They're only 1 goal away from forcing extra time though. Here's Karim Benzema. Marcelo is with him too. Dani Alves is there. Marcelo turns away from Alves, gets a good cross in as well. At the far post, it's Cristiano Ronaldo, who leapt well, but leapt a fraction early and eventually tumbled over his own player. Pedro goes down under the challenge from Sergio Ramos. Ramos gets a yellow card. Ramos applauds the decision from the referee, which is not entirely wise. The kind of action that tends to get you a second yellow card almost immediately. The referee has tried not to get out yellow cards tonight, I think, for relatively minor offences. Messi has been fortunate on a couple of occasions, kicking the ball away, not getting in trouble, but it's a bad challenge though from Sergio Ramos in truth on Adriano. Oh, very late from Sergio Ramos. He certainly can't complain. I don't think there was too much malicious intent, but can't complain Sergio Ramos about getting a yellow card for that challenge. Piqué to Pedro, now Alves. Pedro again. Piqué under a lot of pressure from Gonzalo Higuain. Back it goes to Victor Valdés. Marcelo for Coentrao. He lets it run now for Gonzalo Higuain. The flag is up. It's a great idea from Coentrao. And once he let that ball run and turned to go on for the return ball from Gonzalo Higuain, Barcelona were very open. Gonzalo Higuain just didn't have time, did he, to get back onside. Ramos, it's a pretty bad challenge again, a high foot. And coming just a minute or so after that last challenge, it's fairly risky from him as well. Adriano is saying to Ramos that he can't quite believe it. Meanwhile, Mesut Özil is the man making way. Don't be fooled by the fact that Benzema has come across to get a drink. Özil makes way and Kaká comes on. €65 million signing from AC Milan. It's really not happened for Ricardo Kaká at Real Madrid so far. There were moments last season where he looked like he was going to have a key role to play. Then he flitted in and out of the side, had a wonderful performance away at Valencia, for example, when Real Madrid scored 6 times, but key games, it just didn't quite happen for him. 2 seasons at Real Madrid, 25 games and 8 goals in his first, not a bad return at all, and a very credible 7 in 14 last season, but it's the 14 that tells the tale really. Yes, he had injuries, but just 14 games in a whole season for Kaká. It's not what he would have hoped for. Here's Alonso, challenged by Andres Iniesta. Iniesta commits the foul. Pepe wants it back. Pepe wants to take it quickly. Ramos tries to thump it against Messi to get the free kick. Doesn't get it, but it turns out very nicely indeed because it's found Cristiano Ronaldo. Everyone momentarily stopped. And Ronaldo now is running at Eric Abidal and wins the throw-in. Cesc Fabregas is waiting to come on. Pep Guardiola was always planning to give Fabregas some minutes. The question was always when would be the right time, just how fit is he, how ready is he. I must say, I think most of us assumed that Fabregas would get minutes if the game was tied up for Barcelona. It certainly isn't tied up at 2-1. Goal would send us into extra time, a goal for Real Madrid. Fabregas is preparing to come on. Ramos will launch his throw as long as he can into the area. Headed up by Mascherano, it's easy enough for Victor Valdés. Pep Guardiola gives Cesc Fabregas the last few instructions. Instructions seem to be to receive the ball in midfield and launch it quickly to the left-hand side, if that is, you can read the hand signals from Guardiola. Here's Kaká. Kaká in towards the area, across comes Busquets, across two comes Piqué, between them they close him out and there's a Barcelona player down. I think it's Dani Alves. Long way up the pitch, Alves. Marcelo's going to go across and see if he's okay. Oh no, he's not, Marcelo, he's just going to take up his position. Pedro, who'd been on the touchline getting a little bit of minor treatment, is back on. Alves is hobbling back towards the penalty area. Barcelona, who've looked very, very vulnerable from set plays tonight. Kaká will take the corner. It's not a good one. It takes a deflection. It runs all the way through. It must be surely headed to goal towards Benzema, and it's in. Real Madrid have got the equaliser. Well, how on earth that happened? Barcelona can only wonder. It's 2-2, and we are heading towards extra time here. It's Karim Benzema with a goal. It's a messy goal. But Real Madrid are back in this. Cesc Fabregas now comes on at an even more important time for Barcelona. It was in truth a very poor corner from Kaká. The poor corner worked out very nicely. It bounced around in the area. Pepe headed it down, and Benzema just about brought it under control and smuggled it goalwards. It was Adriano's poor attempt at a clearance that started it all. And it's 2-2. We're going into extra time. Here comes Cesc Fabregas. And it's David Villa that makes way. Well, there's 7 minutes to go. We're heading towards extra time and possibly penalties. It's 1:45 in the morning. Alves gets it back from Adriano. Still Alves towards Adriano. There's loads of space on the far side, and it was a vital interception from Carvalho. Seems to have overstretched himself in making that challenge. Well, Barcelona have looked extremely vulnerable on set plays throughout this game. The clearance from Carvalho, and you can see why it hurt. He really turned his ankle as he made that block. Here's Iniesta, lovely footwork from Iniesta, tries to flick it through towards, well, I think Messi may have been blocked by his own player there. It was Gerard Piqué who was alongside him. Here's Benzema. Benzema away from Alves. Benzema's ball back, headed away by Mascherano. Well, for the moment at least, it's Cesc Fabregas in the centre of the Barcelona midfield, slightly further forward than Xavi and Iniesta. Coentrao gets himself booked. And Keita is preparing to come on as well for Barcelona. Keita for Busquets. Cesc. His first touch is a simple pass for Abidal. Kaká sees a run of Gonzalo Higuain, who was alert. Mascherano comes across to snuff him out. This is Alves. Kaká on top of him. Two Argentinians up against each other, then two Brazilians. Now Marcelo towards Coentrao. Hacked away by Fabregas towards Messi. Fabregas is beaten to that by Kaká, but it runs through to Victor Valdés. And this game has become very bitty and very disjointed. Valdés is under pressure from Higuain. Now Piqué. Still Gerard Piqué, looks for Adriano. Adriano to Alves, Adriano again. Now Xavi. Xavi for Fabregas. Andres Iniesta now on the left-hand side. Fabregas once more. Over it goes to Adriano, neatly brought down by him. Adriano comes inside but can't get beyond Marcelo. And in truth, never really looked likely to. Marcelo again, Keita waited for Piqué to come. Piqué didn't at first. Keita is the man that's then forced to give it back to Valdés. Coentrao wins this header. Cesc to Alves. Alves was looking for Adriano. Adriano turns away from Marcelo. Messi back into the path of Alves. Is Alves got to have the pace to get to it? He gets away from the challenge from Carvalho. Casillas can't quite get to it. It will be a corner for Barcelona. First, Barcelona's fans wanted the free kick, not the corner. 5 minutes to go. We're heading to extra time here. 2-2 in the first game at the Santiago Bernabéu. 2-2 here at the Camp Nou. Here's Messi. Xavi. Alves. Mascherano. Mascherano now for Cesc Fabregas. Fabregas with Messi into the path of Adriano. It's a neat little triangle. That Adriano's cross is good towards Messi. What a goal! Oh, it's a brilliant, brilliant goal for Barcelona. Lionel Messi's got it. And just when it looked like this game had got away from them, Barcelona are 3-2 in the lead. Cesc Fabregas plays a key part on his debut and Leo Messi scores. It's a wonderful goal, and could the Super Cupper be heading Barcelona's way after all, just when it looked like it was going to slip away from them. Leo Messi gets the goal, and what a good finish it was on the volley with the left foot. My goodness, what a game. It hasn't been that great in the second half. It's been bitty, it's been disjointed, it's been broken, but over 2 legs, we've seen some fantastic football. We've seen plenty of emotion, plenty of tension, and by the way, it's not over just yet. Real Madrid are still a goal away now from going through. It wouldn't just take it to extra time, it would send them through. Cesc to Messi, to Adriano, to Messi. What a good finish it was too. Coentrao's furious with Messi because he wants him to hurry up and get into his half of the pitch so they can get on with the game. And the referee will have presumably at least taken note of how long it's taken Barcelona to get back into position, and will be looking at his watch accordingly. Messi very nearly picks that off. Here's Coentrao towards Benzema. Been pretty effective, Benzema on the left-hand side, thrashed away from Adriano. Dani Alves was the man clashing into the back of Coentrao. It's going to be a throw-in for Barcelona, I believe. Karim Benzema was dashing down to the corner to try and get to the ball before it went out. Dani Alves will take the throw-in. Well, one thing's for sure, it can't go to extra time now, as Adriano goes down and took his time getting back up again. Ticking into the 90th minute. Camp Nou really getting to its feet, really getting to life, but it's not over yet. Bordebalan telling Adriano to get up. I think he was caught by Marcelo, who was turning out of the challenge, turning away from it. Barcelona more than happy to take their time. Alves forward. Messi may get to this. It's gone all the way into the corner. Messi does get to it, but can't quite keep it under control. Marcelo is there, but Marcelo is blocked by Adriano, and the ball runs right into the corner, and Barcelona will presumably try and force Madrid back here. Here's Alonso. Opens up in front of Alonso. Cesc Fabregas makes an important challenge. Here's Cesc once more. Cesc through the gap for Lionel Messi. One-on-one with the keeper. Messi can't finish it off. Casillas saves with his legs. He's had quite an impact, has Cesc Fabregas. Here's Messi again to Xavi. Xavi rode the challenge from Xavi Alonso. He felt he was fouled. The referee said no. Barcelona may just about win the ball back. Coentrao thumps it up the line. It's gone out of play. Pep Guardiola is going absolutely crazy down on the touchline. Xavi felt he'd want a free kick in a good position. The referee didn't agree. Here's Messi. Messi into Adriano. Xavi wants Adriano to go towards the corner. Adriano comes back, finds Xavi. Now Alves, Messi towards Cesc. Cesc was caught by Cristiano Ronaldo. No foul, says the referee. Abidal comes flying in to make the tackle. He needed to make it too. Otherwise, Cristiano Ronaldo was away. And Iniesta in towards Cesc Fabregas. The ball escapes Fabregas and runs through to Iker Casillas, who's going to try and take this quickly. Screams at his team to get up the pitch. 4 minutes additional minutes to be played. There'll be around about 2.5 left then. Alves, the clearance comes flying off the legs and straight into the path of Higuain. Higuain in any case is offside. Pep Guardiola wants the ball as far away from there as possible. Guardiola is literally bounding up and down his technical area, screaming at his players. Valdés is taking some time over this. Still 2 minutes to go. Guardiola wants the ball down in this left-hand corner. Messi can't quite get there. Pepe was diving in with him. It goes through to Casillas. Casillas is going to launch this as long as he possibly can. Does go long from Casillas. Abidal clears. Messi is offside, decides not to go for this. It runs through to Casillas instead. Messi now does chase Casillas down. It's not the most convincing of clearances from Casillas. Cesc is there, doesn't find Messi. Marcelo to Pepe, Pepe forward. Coentrao will bring this under control. Dani Alves comes across towards him. Now Marcelo. Neatly done from Marcelo to Coentrao. Coentrao's ball into the box. Valdés will have to get this. He does get it. He comes a long way for it and wins it. Ramos in the meantime was making the challenge from Abidal, and Victor Valdés is pretty grateful to clasp hold of this ball. Well, the feeling Real Madrid will have after this certainly will be that they are getting closer and closer to Barcelona. They are making life harder and harder for Barcelona all the time. But, of course, Barcelona managed a 2-2 draw at home and somehow find themselves 3-2 up here as well. Here's Kaká. Alves dives in and makes the tackle. This is Xavi to Cesc. Cesc is challenged by Marcelo. Cesc goes to ground. Everybody gets up. Everybody's off the Barcelona bench. A few Real Madrid players are off, and it's a red card. And I think it's for Marcelo. And meanwhile, there's some pushing and shoving down on the bench, and if the noise I can hear from the stands is what I think it is, then frankly it's a disgrace. Marcelo gets his marching orders. I don't think Marcelo had been booked yet, so I can only assume that's a direct red. Pushing and shoving continues down on the touchline. Fernandez Borbalán just sort of stands in the middle of it for the time being. Meanwhile, one of Mourinho's assistants has just come bounding out the technical area to go towards Tito Villanova, and he came a long, long way across towards him there. I think Mesut Özil now is going for David Villa. It's very, very difficult to see what's going on. Pep Guardiola is trying to take his players away from trouble. Ramos is having a word with Pinto, the substitute goalkeeper for Barcelona. Pinto, of course, who was involved in some of the trouble that flared up in the tunnel. There's another red card out. I'm not quite sure who for. Fernandez Borbalán did just get a red card out. I think it's for one of the members of the technical staff rather than one of the players. And Mesut Özil is absolutely furious about something. I'm not at all clear what happened, but Özil is absolutely furious. And in truth, Özil is not the player that normally gets into this kind of situation, so I can only assume something has happened because Özil is genuinely furious down there. Xavi and Iker are having words. Dani Alves is there too, and Xavi and Iker are very good friends who go a long, long, long way back. Let's see it again. Well, it is a bad, bad challenge, isn't it, from Marcelo on Cesc Fabregas. Oof. And they were off the bench really, really quickly, the Barcelona staff. So too, by the way, was Real Madrid's substitute goalkeeper, Adan. And in the midst of the melee, I'm not quite sure what happened, but Pinto is in there. Pinto's got an arm around his throat, I think, from Higuain. Very, very difficult to see what happened. Adan was involved with Pinto as well. But then the thing that really struck me was that one of Mourinho's assistants came sprinting out. I think it was, I'm not sure who it was, came sprinting out for the bench and running. There you can see him there in the background, running towards the Barcelona bench. Mourinho with a face on. And, well, I'm not sure how long is left to go now. We've reached 96 minutes, but I think they'd only had a couple of the minutes of additional time played when that happened, so presumably we'll make it to 98 now. Cesc Fabregas, meanwhile, is waiting to come back on after that challenge, and it was a pretty bad one from Marcelo. Marcelo, I think, had been booked earlier on, but I'm not 100% sure about that, I must say. He'd obviously had that confrontation with Lionel Messi, which I'm not sure to what extent the clash between them was entirely deliberate. Meanwhile, Cesc Fabregas waits to come on. It's rather a wasted ball, that, from Dani Alves, although Barcelona were trying to take advantage to get Cesc Fabregas on the pitch. The referee doesn't want to let Fabregas on. Xavi is screaming at him to look at Fabregas. Eventually, he does so. Casillas thumps it long. Xavi is underneath this, headed on by Kaká. Now Benzema. Here's Higuain. Higuain away from the challenge. The second challenge from Mascherano was a good one. Ramos over towards Cristiano Ronaldo on the far side. The clock ticks away, but there's still probably a minute or so to go. Ronaldo's ball into the box is a good one. Headed away by Piqué, thumped up in the air, and there is the final whistle. It's been an extraordinary game that ended pretty sourly, but these have been two really, really good Clásicos in the Supercopa. Far, far better than the four we saw last season. In the end, it is Barcelona who win 3-2 on the night, 5-4 on aggregate. Xavi Hernandez comes to collect the cup and lifts it up before the Camp Nou crowd. Well, it's been two fantastic games. There's been some great football, there's been some real tension, and there's been a certain Lionel Messi who scored one of the goals in the first leg, scored 2 goals in the second, and created the other with a quite stunning assist. Cesc Fabregas' career at Barcelona begins with a trophy. Barcelona continue to rack up trophies. It's another Supercopa for them. Pep Guardiola's side go from strength to strength, but one thing is for sure, we've seen over the last 2 games, that Real Madrid are getting closer and closer. It will not be easy for Barcelona to maintain their crowns this season against a Real Madrid side who have built extremely well and who have a coach in Jose Mourinho who is now in charge of every aspect of the footballing side of things at the club. But for now, at least, it's Barcelona's night. It's 1 o'clock in the morning, but something tells me that this party will go on for some time to come.
A dramatic finish to a pulsating match and plenty more to look forward to on SBS with the FIFA Under-20 World Cup finals Sunday morning. And of course, you can keep up with all the latest news on the Under-20s, the UEFA Champions League and everything to do with the World Game at our website. Thanks for your company this evening. On behalf of the team, it's goodbye for now.